we live in a very interesting world where things need only be successful for a moment or two. And in fact, and this is one of the reasons there's so much weird and kind of junky apps around, it's better if you don't make money. Now that's turning conventional business wisdom on its head, right? I'll tell you why. If you make money, if you have revenue and profit, then people know what you're worth. You know, they can make up a rule. Oh, well, you're worth 5 times yearly profit or 10 times or 1 time, whatever. They can make up a rule and say, well, based on revenue and profits, this company is worth, this much money. If you make 0, used to be that would be, oh, this company's going down, man. It's going down. There's no hope. There's no future. They're not making any money. They're losing money. Nowadays, but potential. It's all about potential. Uber, for instance, has never made any money. They have never made any money. They're one of the most valuable companies out there, right? Worth something like $20 billion. Because if they made money, you could say, well, they make $100 million a year, so they're worth $1 billion. They're 10 times their, or whatever. But if they don't make money, it's all potential. It's funny. It's made up. So you know what? They're worth $20 billion because I think they're going places. This is why there's so many crazy, weird, meaningless apps out there. Snapchat, I don't know if Snapchat's made money, but I would guess not. There's not a whole lot of ways you can make money with a program like that. Nevertheless, incredibly valuable. Google and Facebook and everybody's been trying to buy Snapchat. And Snapchat says, yeah, no, we're worth more than $10 billion. We're worth more than $20 billion. What? Amazon's a good example of this. Amazon, and really, I think Amazon is what people look at. If only we had gotten an Amazon 10 years ago, man, we'd be rich today. Because Amazon didn't make money for 10 years, for a long time. In fact, they still make very little profit because they're careful not to make too much money. They reinvest everything. What they did for 10 years was instead of taking any profits out of the company, they built distribution centers. They built towards a long-term goal. And that, everybody, you can look at that and say, well, that makes sense. They're investing for the future. And Uber, I guess you could say the same thing. Uber is globally expanding like crazy. The new thing Uber wants to do, and some of these other ride-sharing companies are starting to do this, deliver groceries. Well, we got these guys driving around. They're not doing anything. In between passengers, why don't they go down to the, Piggly Wiggly and pick up a couple of six-packs and drive them over to you? Why not? Right? They're just sitting there in their car. More efficient, right? Uber is interesting. It's a car company that doesn't own any cars. Furthermore, it's a car company that's working hard not to have any drivers. And I think this is why Uber is valued at so much money. If you have never heard of Uber, it's a kind of like a cab company. It has an app. You press a button on the app and a driver just comes to you. And the payment's all built into the app, so you don't have to give him any money and you don't have to tip him, which doesn't make the driver too happy. But then the reason the driver's not going to get too angry is because they have this rating system where you rate the driver and the driver rates you. And if a driver gets low ratings, they don't get work. So they're kind of coerced into not taking tips. And now they want to do it so they don't even have any drivers because they're all the vehicles drive themselves.